We go.
Yes, yes, yes.
All right. Good morning, everybody. It is great to see everybody here. Got a great turnout today for what's going to be just a great hour. Sekou, I met Sekou really online. Gosh, probably about a year ago. Program that we were in and working together and stuff. And man, just I mean, just an amazing agent. How long you been an agent, Sekou? How long you been doing this?
20, 20 some odd years there.
I hear you. Long time. 22 for me. So just had my 22nd anniversary in the business. So
I
anyway, but
It's
man, he's
2024. I'm 24 years in.
there you go.
Nice.
So but yeah, he's got a he's led a big team up there in New Jersey. What like 300 deals a year. What he's been doing back there. He's coached a lot of agents, over 70,000 agents that he's coached over the years, and so he did a training similar to this here a while back. And I'm like, man, we got to get you on here for Freedom Team. So anyway, if you're a guest with us, by the way, welcome. We do this every Tuesday. You are always welcome to come here and check us out. It's the same time, same Zoom link every week. Different topics, different masterminds that we do. Sometimes just throwing out ideas, but this is going to be awesome. So, Sekou, I appreciate you jumping in. How to get a deal a day? Who couldn't use that in this market right now? So, anyway, take it away, man. We appreciate you getting on here and doing this for us. Okay, thank you,
man. Not only do I appreciate you inviting me, it's an honor and a pleasure, and then I get to hang out with one of my favorite people in the world, Tracy Wiggins. Is somebody that I admire and I grow with. I just quoted you this morning, Tracy. I don't know if you know if your ears was burning, but I quoted you again. I am a huge fan of realtors. I believe that realtors are the center of the universe. You get somebody to say yes, and the whole world comes to life. The trash man has new trash to collect. There's new teachers that have students to. The bagel guy gets to make new sandwiches for folks. Like everything happens because of you. And so I salute you, the professional real estate agents of the world. I'm going to move pretty fast, right? And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to promise to give you 100% of the information that is necessary for you to do a deal a day, right? I'm going to give it all to you within about 30 to 35 minutes. And then I'm going to do my very best to shut up so that in the last half hour, 20 minutes or so, we can have an interactive call and response, questions, et cetera, et cetera. I am going to challenge your sensibility, and I am going to say some things that may not fit into your pocket of what a real estate agent should be or do. I do not believe that you are selling houses. Okay, let me start right there. I do not believe that you are selling houses. I believe that you are selling lifestyles. All right. People move to an area. They don't just move to a property, they move to an area. And you enrich the area, you create value for the person by connecting an end result, right? A product. The product that you're selling is the lifestyle. All right. We as real estate agents get wrapped up in the service. Oh, I'm a people person. I'm going to, I'm going to be here for you all the time. Call me anytime, Sunday night, 2:00 in the morning. I don't care. It goes against the grain of any other professional that is valuable and worth their salt. So a doctor, as generous and giving and necessary and life-saving as the service, you never go to the doctor because of the steps that you're going to take to get well. You always go to the doctor to get well. The results are what you go to the doctor for. Am I correct? You don't go to an attorney for the steps and the studying and all of the case notes that we have to look up. We go to an attorney to have a result for a contract or for a dispute or something like that. You're a real estate agent. Let me share with you something that is not going to be possible. I mean, popular. They don't care what you need to do at all, not even a little bit. So as an agent, when you share your process and you share the search and you share the this and you share they don't care. They just want their dream home. And a lot of them don't even know what their dream home is. And so I would suggest that the product that you sell is the lifestyle. And so step one to doing a deal a day is understanding what you're selling, right? Understanding what you're selling, right? If you take notes, that's going to be fantastic. I'm not going to be mad at you for taking notes. As a matter of fact, part of what Tracy and I do together is we get together every day, every weekday, even though she's down in Atlanta or she might be in Tennessee. We get together every weekday and we lead generate together. And then on Fridays, we share our notes on what we learn. So if you take notes now, it'll be amazing that you come up with some question that I don't know the answer to, and I have to do some research. Okay, Gloria? All right. So step one is understanding what you're selling. Write this down. Most people don't like sales because how they treat salespeople. Most people don't like doing sales because of how they themselves treat salespeople. So if you're one of those folks that are like, I'm okay, I don't need anything, chances are you're going to find yourself challenging yourself to find leads and revenue. Okay. So one of the fundamental principles of sales is, write this down, being able to describe, right? Listen to me carefully, being able to describe the value of the product you're selling. Being able to describe the value of the product you're selling. So, Paul, if you remember in the beginning of this conversation, I said you're not selling properties, right? You're selling lifestyles, right? Thank you, Tracy. Tracy, you always do that. I love the fact that you do that. Tracy takes notes and then puts them on the screen and shows that, okay, this is what I got out of that. I love that. Absolutely. Interrupt me. Raise your hand if you need to. We're gonna do this well, Shantae. I like your hat, by the way. Right. So, how well you describe the value is your level of skill and expertise in selling. So being able to describe the value of the product that you're selling. We're selling the lifestyle. When I first got on this call, before everybody joined on, I said, Jeff, you're in Colorado Springs. I don't know. Yeah, no, I got you, Tracy. I don't know if you're above or below the snow line. And he's like, oh, yeah, we get snow, but over here it was 11 degrees. And we started to talk about the conditions present where he is. Now, if I was a client or a customer and I opened up the door for Jeff to describe the value of the community and the lifestyle that he had over there, he dug right in and he started to speak about how he uses his community to his advantage or disadvantage or whatever, et cetera, et cetera. So I want you to write this down. And doing a deal a day, I have to come up with a brand, listen to me carefully, a brand that describes the value of the product I'm selling. A brand that describes the value of the product I'm selling. So Tim is like, what the hell are you talking about, Sekou? How the hell are you supposed to describe a brand of the community or the lifestyle, et cetera, et cetera? I'm glad you asked, Tim. So I learned this very recently. I've been saying this a different way, but this is a much more eloquent way to say it. A guy named Myron Golden is a wonderful sales coach. He's a pastor and a mentor. And he says that a brand, check this out, a brand is a name that reminds you of a story that you want to be a part of. Let me say it again. A brand is a name that reminds you of a story that you want to be a part of, or that you could see yourself being a part of, right? So anybody that owns their own home, right? Anybody that owns their own home, the greatest friend of everyone that owns their own home is Home Depot, right? So the name Home Depot, Tim, if I said Home Depot to you, if I said I'm going to Home Depot, what are the images? What is the story that goes on in your head when I say I'm going to Home Depot? Well, you think I'm doing gardening. You might think I'm building something. I might have to repair something. I might have to go for a gadget or a gizmo or a gadget or whatever, et cetera, et cetera. But there's a story involved. No one, when I say I'm going to Home Depot, thinks I'm going there to, I don't know, be a construction worker or to build a house or anything like that. The story is always some project, right? Some project or some hobby or something that I'm looking to do that I'm actually going to enjoy. Everyone enjoys going to Home Depot. Target, right? You say Target to my wife, she says when, right? Like, let's go right now. Home Goods, I can't drive past the Home Goods without her dragging me in there. But here's the real story. Every time she drags me in there, I find something I like, right? So the brand is a name that describes a story that your customers and clients can see themselves being a part of. Stephen Carruthers, by the way, Carruthers is one of my favorite names in the entire universe. I love saying it. I love the way it's Carruthers. Yeah, Mr. Carruthers. There you go. All right. So, Stephen, right? So I say to you, you live in this community, or you work in this community, or you're a part of this community. Hey, man, what are the best parts of this community? Like, if I was visiting, I had a weekend to be over there. Could you tell me the best things to do in your community?
Absolutely.
He's got an absolutely, right? And so, do you have favorite things that you do in your community?
Yes.
Is there one thing that I have to do if I come over there?
Visit Garden of the Gods.
I got to visit, which is Garden of the Gods?
Yeah.
Oh, now I want to visit the community, to visit Garden of the Gods. Right? So it's a name, right? That reminds me of a story that I could see myself being a part of. I'm intrigued. I want to know what Garden of the Gods is. I'm going to go look it up. I'm going to do this. I might actually make it a point to go visit so that I can visit something like the Garden of the Gods. Do you see how that works? All right. So if we're putting together a deal a day, right? This is going to be absolutely imperative. If you're putting together the deal a day, you're going to need 3 elements. You're going to need a mission, right? Your mission is your story, is your brand, et cetera, right? So your mission, right? Tim, my mission is to make millionaires out of every real estate agent that's in my ecosystem, right? My vision, right? So the second thing that you're going to need is a story to attach to your mission, right? Hey, Tim, my mission is to make millionaires out of every real estate agent in my ecosystem. You know, when I was a new agent, I was working in a small company at the top of a big city, right? The top of a big city. And every week, every other agent was getting paid and I wasn't. And no one could tell me what I needed to do in order to put deals together so I could get paid. So I made it my mission to make sure that every week I got a check. Well, in meeting new agents, you know what I do now? I give them every single thing that I've ever learned in order to make sure they get a check every week. So I've got a mission. I'm going to make millionaires out of every real estate agent, and I've got a story, right, that you could see yourself being a part of, right? Who's the newest agent on here? Who's a brand new agent? Let me see any brand new agents. Okay, Shantae is a brand new agent. Shantae, how'd you like it if I gave you 25 things to do in order to guarantee that you get a check every single week as a real estate agent? How'd you like that?
I would love it.
You would love it, right? And so now the third thing that I have to give is the offer. So the first thing that I need is the mission. The second thing that I need is the story. And the third thing that I need is an offer. So I just gave my mission. I did a forward-facing mission. I created a story that people can be a part of. I made marketing happen, right? And then I made the offer to Shantae, right? And so my grandfather used to say, hey, make it easy for people to say yes to you. Kathy, you have a question before I go forward? No, I'm good. Make it easy to say yes to you. I'm going to say it like this. This is something that I learned recently. I want you to become the person that people say yes to before you make the offer. I want you to become the person that people say yes to before they make the offer. Now, Cindy is like, Sekou, you're giving me pipe dreams right now. How the heck I'm supposed to be the person that they say yes to before I make the offer? Here's what I want. Here's what I want. I want them doing this when you're talking to them. Does that make sense? Right? I want them doing this while you're talking to them. So your mission is going to intrigue them, right? What up, Kim? I love the red hair there. Let's go. Right? Become the person that people say yes to before you make the offer. Right? Now watch this. Hey, Beth, it's Sekou. I'm with Commitment to Cap and Coaching. How are you today? Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. I know you got your coffee in your hand. You're a little bit busy and, we'll make it happen. Listen, Beth, I saw that you are a newer agent. Just pretend like you're a newer agent with me, please. Okay. Thank you very much. That's it. So I saw that you were a newer agent and I was wondering, how's business going for you? Oh man, oh yeah, it is. Are you meeting with new clients every day, et cetera, et cetera?
I'm making calls, doing the thing.
Making calls, doing the thing. Hey, Beth, when I was a new agent, I saw everybody else making the calls. I saw everybody else putting deals together, and it kind of frustrated me that they were all getting checks and I wasn't. So what I did was I made a vow that I was going to do everything in my power to make sure that there was never a week that I didn't go without a check. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
And so I put together, out of 25 years of real estate, I put together the top 25 things that I've done over these years that guarantees that I put a deal together every single week. Beth, is that something that you might be interested in hearing about?
Yes, I want to check a week.
Check a week is awesome. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make you an offer. And before I make you the offer, I'm going to tell you that it's going to be expensive. Okay. But here's what I'm saying. If we put this thing together, you could be calculating about $10,000 a week in closings. Now, what does $40,000 a month mean to you and your family?
Travel more.
Travel more, et cetera, et cetera. Would it do more for you?
Absolutely.
Okay, so here's the offer. I'm going to put this thing together for you, and I could either coach you once a week for $1,000 a month, or you can buy my book at $25. Which would you rather?
Oh, I'm buying the book all day long.
There you go. So what I've just done is I've shared my mission. I shared the story. As clunky as I did it, Tim, that was a clunky share too. That wasn't even smooth, right? And then I created a scenario where she was saying yes before I even made the offer. Does that make sense, y'all? Okay, how do I translate that to a deal a day? 3 things you got to do. You got to have your mission, you got to have your story, and you got to have your offer. Okay, here is the key to doing a deal a day, y'all. You have one job. One job. This is the job that you cannot outsource. This is a job that you cannot leverage. You have one job as a professional salesperson. Anybody guess what that job is? Tracy already knows what the job is. I don't want her to say it. You have one job. Kim was like, I was ready to buy your book. Let's go. Go ahead. What's the one job you have? Somebody said it. Somebody said calling.
Talk to people.
Talk to people. Do you have permission to coach you at the highest level possible, Kathy? Your one job is to meet new people daily. That's it. You have one job. Meet new people daily. Meet new people daily. If you meet new people daily, there are countless numbers of opportunities for them to be like, what do you do? And where do you sell? Right? So if you, Tyler, meet new people daily, right? And you've got your mission, you've got your story, which is the vision, and you've got your offer. What happens when you ask everyone to hear your offer? So, Sekou's coaching rule number 5, no matter what, whenever you meet with someone, Paul, ask them for a contract, some kind of contract, some kind of conversion. Whenever you meet with someone, ask them for a contract. So I make 100 contacts a day, every day, no matter what. Those are my calls, Kathy. I make calls all morning from 8 a.m. to 11. I make contacts all day. Those 100 contacts, each one of them, I ask them to meet with me. Most of them say no. 90% say no. Write this down. 90% of every list you have, no matter how much you spend on the list, no matter who's on the list, it could be a list of aunties and uncles. 90% of every list you have has no need for your services or product right now. It will always be no. 90% of every list will always be no. And you can look at that any way you want to. You could try to change the numbers as much as you want. It will always boil down to be the same thing. 30% probably won't even answer, or they'll answer and be rude, or they'll hang up on you. Whatever it is that the rudest thing you could think of them to do, that's 30%. Another 30% already moved, already bought, already sold, already had the kid, already got married, already got divorced. The thing happened already. So they're the right person, but it's just the wrong time. Okay. Another 30%, and this is key, are people that you should say no to. Right? So they sound like yes, they're kicking tires, baby, but they ain't lighting fires, right? And so what you should be doing is you should use your minimum standards to kind of put them into another category. Maybe you put them into long-term nurture. Maybe you put them in the trash. I don't know. The lying yes, that's right, baby. That's right. The lying yes, right? And so they take you out and they use up your time. And I won't even get into all of that, right? I'm looking at the time here, and I don't want to waste yours, right? So 30% rude, 30% right person, wrong time, 30% you should probably say no to. That leaves the next 10%. Now, out of that 10%, 7% is the sweet spot, Beth. These are the not yet. I know. Everybody wants a deal right this second. But see, 7%, the not yet, is how you develop a deal a day. It's how you develop a deal a week. It's how you develop a closing a week. See, that 7%, Shantae, is where you're going to go to constantly to work every single day. See, the 1 to 3% that's left over, Tyler, I think, knows this as a truth. The 1 to 3% that's left over, they're usually insane. They have unreasonable expectations. See, that yes for today, Cindy, is like, I need a place yesterday. They didn't call you last week. They didn't call you last month. They didn't call you when it made sense. You called them and they're like, yeah, I'm looking for a place. As a matter of fact, I got money burning a hole in my pocket and I can't find anything. They are a unicorn. That's right, Tyler. Dude, not only are they a unicorn, but they're the mean, evil unicorn too, man. Because they're like, I don't really care what you have to do. Get me something that I need. And that desperation usually comes off as unreasonable expectations. Write this down. You want to do a deal a day, create agreements, not just expectations. You want to do a deal a day, you create agreements, not just expectations. What do I mean by that? All right. So I'm making my calls. I find somebody that is looking for something and they need to sell before they buy. They need to find something out there before they sort of agree to sell. They're in that really weird space, right? The market is such that there's not enough inventory, that they're finding stuff. And so they're not really confident that they're going to find something. They know they're going to sell, but, right? So what do you do with that energy? Well, I found, and write this down, I found that if you're outsourcing your lead gen, meaning if you find that person through, and I'm going to say some brand names, I don't choose one over the other. I don't use any of them anymore. I usually just do it myself, right? So let's say you find them through Set Schedule or, one of those lead generation sources, right? Referral sources. It will turn into a deal. The same scenario, 90% no, 10%, maybe a not yet, right? It will turn into a deal. However, 90% of the time, when it does turn into a deal, there will be so many drama points added to that damn deal that it almost makes it not worth it. All right. And if anybody has any pushback to that, I'll take that. But I'm willing to lay dollars to donuts that everybody is like, yeah, no, those set schedule or those realtor.com leads or those Zillow leads or they all tend to have that same sense of urgency. Here's the trick. Even with them, here's the trick. Paul, I'm going to give you a trick. This is worth $1 million right here. Right now, this is the trick. Slow them down. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. Slow them down. So Renee comes to me through Zillow. I know the Zillow wants you to just hop in your car and go and show them. Don't ask them any questions or anything like that, et cetera, et cetera. And if that's what is necessary for you to do the deal and you want to do that deal, that's fine. And that fits into your minimum standards. I am a bit of a jerk, Tyler. I admit it. I'm jerk anonymous, right? I'm a bit of a jerk. And so this is what I do. I'd slow them down. Renee, I understand that you want to go see properties. In order for me to best provide you with this service, in order for me to best get you into a property, I need to understand a few things. Where do you live now? Why are you moving? What are the conditions? How much are you paying now? I might not have them go talk to a lender yet. I know the new thing is you don't have them talk to a lender yet. Whatever. I'm an old school head, Jeff. I want them to talk to the lender first, right? But what I'm saying is that if you are in this new generation and you're going to qualify them yourself, it's important that you find out more about the person. So the brand is a name that reminds them of a story that they can see themselves in. Beth, if you were to come to me and you want to see a property, and I don't know what your story is, I don't know what's important to you. All I know is that you clicked on some link on some website. I'm not coming to you from the perspective of my mission, my vision, my values, my beliefs, or anything like that. Does that make sense, y'all? So you have to figure out a way, and I'm going to give you a secret. I'm going to give you the secret, but you have to figure out a way to slow them down so that you can smooth it out, so that you can go quickly. Does that make sense? Shantae, if the best advice I could give you as a new agent is if you chase money, you never catch money. Right? If you chase money, you never catch money. It's an unfortunate paradox in this universe. Yes. So the goal of creating a customer, check this out. The goal of creating a customer is not money, but more sales. Write that down, Tyler. Right? The goal of creating a customer is not money, but more sales. What do I mean by that? Chuck comes to me, clicks on a link, et cetera, et cetera. He may not actually turn into a deal, but I'm going to provide such great results. I'm going to describe the value of my product in such a way that Chuck introduces me to 3 more people. Right? Ellen, I looked at your name. I thought it was Ellen Shonuff, your CT realtor. I thought it was Shonuff.
I am shown up.
Shonuff, your CT realtor. All right. So let's do this. Let's do this really quickly. I'm going to run through this really quick. It's 11:32. In 3 minutes, I'm going to have this. So Tyler, I make 100 contacts a day. Every single person that I make contact with, I am looking to eliminate them. I'm looking to see if they fit into my 90, my 7, or my 3, right? 90% no, 7% not yet, 3% yes. The sweet spot is 7%. Check this out. And this is going to break some of your, remember I said I'm going to say something that's going to break some of your sensibility. Paul, I almost never use the MLS. I almost never. Where do I get the 100 people from? I'm glad you asked, Paul. So I almost never use the MLS. I primarily use the community that we were talking about, right? The lifestyle. So let's say Chuck Mormon comes to me. He wants a property over in the such and such. He wants to live where Tony Soprano used to live in New Jersey. I'm like, Chuck, I got you covered. That's over in the Caldwells. No problem. Instead of going to the MLS to do a search in the Caldwells, what I do is I drop a pin at Tony Soprano's house in the Caldwells and draw a 5-block radius around it. And I call everyone in that circle, specifically asking if they were willing to hear an offer from my client, Chuck. I start there. You know what I also find in that 5-block circle? I find FSBOs. I didn't even know were FSBOs. So if you are calling for sale by owners and you're finding yourself on the wrong side of that call and you're feeling funny about calling for sale by owners, just call them as if they were a neighbor. Hey, Gloria, my name is Sekou. I'm one of your neighbors over here, and I have somebody that wants to move into our community and they're looking to put an offer on the property. I'm wondering if I put together an offer from this person, would you be willing to hear it? Now, Gloria's for sale by owner. She's like, but I'm a for sale by owner. And all of the stuff that comes with that. Gloria, you want to role play that with me really quickly? How would you imagine that call to go? Hi, my name is Sekou. I'm calling on behalf of a client of mine that wants to move into this community. He is in love with these places and he saw your house. And I was wondering if we put together an offer, would you be willing to hear it?
Why wouldn't I?
Why wouldn't you? Well, I like your style there. Hey, listen, Gloria, if you sell this place, if this offer makes sense to you, where would you want to go to next?
Well, I'm looking to relocate to the next county over because of the schools.
You're already looking to, wow, did I get lucky or what? The schools over in the next county over are amazing. I actually live in the next county over. My kid goes to school over there. Let me ask you this, right? So how did you determine, like, have you thought about the value of your home? Have you thought about what your home is worth?
I just looked at Zillow and I took, what Zillow had to say about the value.
Are you currently on the market?
Yes, I'm a for sale by owner.
You are? This is amazing.
Yeah, I didn't really want to pay a listing commission, but I'm willing to work with a buyer's agent.
Okay, that makes sense to me. So, and I'm just curious, and I'll move forward from here. But why would you decide to do this on your own rather than list with a pro? The listing commission.
I actually sold my last home on my own. It went pretty well, so I thought I could do it again.
Okay. Look, you did it yourself before, and you're trying to do it again. You're better than me, man. When I did it myself, I never wanted to do it myself again. Hey, listen, so I'm going to put this offer together and I'm going to come by later. But before I do, can I come by and preview the property first?
Sure. When would you like to come?
I like your style. I'll come by this afternoon, et cetera, et cetera. So, ladies and gentlemen, what I just did was put together one appointment for the day. Do that 2 more times every single day. Now, I want you to do me a favor, Shantae. I want you to throw commission out the window. You heard it. You heard when I said it. Don't let commission stand in the way of a good appointment. Okay? Here's the fact that most of us are not willing to understand. Most of us have not described the value of our product well enough yet. Cindy, we get through the door and we meet somebody in person. It is a completely different relationship than talking to somebody over the phone and getting to meet and getting sort of trying to get to know them. So what I want you to do is I want you to set, ready? So the next step, I don't even know what step we're on. I'm reading this thing here and I don't have any numbers. I just got bullets. The next step is to set a minimum of 3 appointments a day, no matter what. Showing, listing, investment, whatever, right? So Chuck, do me this favor. For 1 week, throw commission out the window and set appointments regardless. Right? The way that this sounds, Tyler, is like, well, I don't want to pay a commission. You know what? That's fine. I get it. I understand. Regardless of commission, would you still like to talk to a professional about some tips and techniques to get your home sold? And then shut up. Right? So for 1 week, Cindy, for 1 week, throw commission out the window. Okay? Throw commission out the window. I promise you, Greg, my man, Greg Rock. I love that. Right? So I promise you guys, I don't do any deals for less than 8%. So here's what you're going to understand. I set a high price. Remember when I was making the offer to Shantae and I said, Shantae, and sell value. I said, Shantae, my coaching is expensive. I will do once a week, 4 times a month. I'll do once a week for $1,000 a month, or you could go ahead and buy my book for $20. I don't know who I said. I might have said that to Kathy. I forget who I said that to. Gloria, one of you beautiful women, right? And what happened was she chose the value that she perceived to be the best for her. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to do this for you right now. I'm going to say my mission, my productive mission. I'm gonna mix a little bit of the Boss Moves mission into my mission, right? So I'm gonna mix a little bit into it, right? Tracy, I quoted you on African American home ownership is the lowest that has been since the 1960s. So the way that I have been portraying that in my production is, hey, I'm on a mission to help 100 families this year realize the dream of home ownership, right? So there's my mission. You guys can steal that if you want, by the way. I'm on a mission to help 100 families this year realize the dream of home ownership. You know, I just realized that in this day and age, most people are afraid of the economy or this, that, the other thing, and they're not focused on the foundation that owning a home makes for their children, makes for their family, makes for the holidays, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm on a mission to make it possible for everyone that I know to realize the dream of home ownership, regardless of what the market is doing, regardless of what have you. So let me ask you this. If I could find a way to not only help you get your home sold, but help you into your next dream home, would that be a benefit to you? And what I'm looking for out of those 100 people are them saying yes before I even make the offer. Does that make sense? Now, what's the name of the book? Which book? My book? My book, Rise to the Top. If Jeff, I'm going to make Jeff an affiliate so that he can sell all the Rise to the Tops that you want. So here's the thing, right? So I'm going to meet 100 people today, right? I'm going to meet 100 people. As a matter of fact, I did between 8 a.m. and 11 a.m. Eastern. I met 95 to 97 people, if you count that one that was really weird. Right? I met 95 people today. Most of them said no to me. 2 of them said yes to me. And I have 1 more to make up. Right? I did the exact same pattern. I use a script, guys. I'm a scripted agent. So I get on and I use the exact same script that I've used for the last 15 years. Hi, this is Sekou. I'm calling about the home for sales. This is the owner. This is the Mike Ferry script. I'm doing a survey of all the for sale by owners in the area. And I was just wondering, yes, I say survey. No, I don't care what people think. That's not the point. The point is to see who's doing this or who's doing this. And since I can't see them over the phone, I'm listening for context clues of people doing this. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. And so what happens is that they either hang up or they say something rude that puts them in the first 30% category of no. Or they say, yeah, well, you know, such and such, I'm pregnant, or I'm having this, or I did that, and it puts them in the second category of no. Or they say something like, yeah, well, you know, I'm in the market to buy an investment property and price is no option. And you know, I'm going to buy it cash and I'm looking for something I could get at a steal and I could sell really high and this and that. That's a person that I'm going to say no to. Right? Mike Michalowicz has a book called Profit First. And he says that when you're not making money, you make desperate decisions. And often you take clients and customers that you should not. So I keep myself in a space where I'm constantly generating clients and customers so I don't make desperate decisions. Does that make sense, y'all? So I say no to them. And I'm listening for folks. Ellen, check this out. I'm listening for folks that are like, I mean, yeah, I would sell, but I mean, there's no place to go. Or yeah, I would sell, but like with the economy, is anybody making offers? I'm listening for the hard questions that I don't have the immediate answers to. I'm going to take 2 more seconds and I want you to do something for me. I want you to write these 3 notes down. Tracy is driving, so she can't do it for you, right? What is your mission? What is your story? And then the last thing, ready? Not your offer. Your story and your offer goes together. Who should you make the offer to? What is your mission? What is your story and offer? And who should you make your offer to? This is your ICP, your ideal client profile. This is going to set you free. You ready? If you understand your mission, if you could put it in a sound bite, I'm looking to help as many people as possible find their dream home. I'm looking to help 100 families find their dream home. I'm looking to turn every real estate agent in my ecosystem into a millionaire. That's a sound bite, right? My mission is tight, it's concise, boom, boom, boom. I know it well. Then you take your story, and this is key. You can make your story how you met your ideal client. It doesn't even have to be real. It could be completely fantasy. It could be a complete fantastic thing. But you take your story and your offer, if you could figure out who your ideal client is, who they are, you'll know where to look for them, and then you can hunt for them daily. Cindy, my ideal client needs to sell their home and has no idea where they're moving to. They ask me the tough questions that I don't have an immediate answer to, and I've got to look for. They come back time after time because they know that I'm the best in the world at finding or securing their new home, and I help people every single day realize their dreams. Who am I to them? I'm the person that they say yes to before they even know what the offer is. Does that make sense, y'all? So this may sound like it's disjointed and discombobulated. I did it kind of fast. Here is the key. You make a solid number of contacts every day. Your goal, in my opinion, is to set 3 appointments a day, no matter what. Really, really good, high quality, valuable appointments, medium range ones, or even bad appointments. You set 3 appointments a day. I guarantee you that with 15 appointments a week on a 5-day week, at least 3 of them are going to turn into transactions or transaction opportunities. Does that make sense, y'all? Great places to find your ideal client, open houses. If you're a brand new agent, Shantae, I don't know what brand new means, but I'm going to just assume you're a brand new agent. If a brand new agent, right, brand spanking new out the box, still got that little packet of silica in it, right? Brand spanking new agent, you should, within the first week, set up an open house. I don't care what you have to do. I don't care whose property you have to borrow for sale by owner, another agent, I don't care what you have to do. Within the first week, you should set up an open house. Now, check this out. If you really want to take this to the next level, put a deal together, set up an open house for a Tuesday, a Wednesday, or a Thursday afternoon or evening. You want to make this really, really, really cool? Make sure you knock on the doors of the neighbors at least a day before the open house and invite them to come see the property before strangers do. Shantae, right next to that, right next to knocking on the neighbor's door, put in parentheses, social proof. Social proof. Paul, I don't know how long you've been a real estate agent. You look like a teenager here, right? You haven't done many deals, et cetera, right, Paul? So if you were an agent, a brand new agent, and you were calling a bunch of established homeowners in a community, if you were a brand new agent and you were calling a bunch of established homeowners in the community, what do you think their number one objection would be to working with you as a brand new agent? Okay, yeah, you can come on. Come with me. It's the last few minutes, so I should be call and response. Yeah, go ahead. What do you think the number one objection would be?
To be if they knew I was a brand new agent?
Yes,
Or-
sir.
Oh, I would have to say experience. I mean, there's
Experience. Experience. Shantae, are you worried that they're going to be like, you haven't done anything yet, or you're inexperienced? You can tell the truth. She says yes. Here's the thing. If you go knock on the doors of all the neighbors and invite them to the open house, you've done more for that community than most of the experienced agents have done ever. You have more experience in that community than most of the real estate agents that have been real estate agents forever in that community. So social proof, check this out, y'all, is showing them what you are willing to do to get a home sold. So the same thing goes with calling the community. I would call the community because I'm a bit lazy and I'm old, so I ain't walking up and down steps and stuff like that. So I would probably call the community, but if you're young and you got Sprite, then you can go ahead and knock on the doors. Check this out. When you have your open house, I'm giving her the key, brand new agent. She's going to do a deal by the end of that week. When you do your open house, go live on your Facebook page. While you're live on the Facebook page, invite them to the next open house you're having, even if you don't know what it is. Stephen is like, I'm picking up what you're putting down, brother. I see you. Okay, all right. When you do that, I want you to put at least 2 call to actions on every single post, video, listing, whatever it is. Ready for this, Renee? While you're going live, you're going to say, hey, if you want to put in an offer on this place, click the link below and we'll meet. Make it a Calendly link. It doesn't have to be special or spectacular. You can even make it a Calendly link to your lender, right? If your lender is willing to invest a little bit, et cetera, et cetera. The second call to action that I want you to do is if there is another place or another community you'd like me to preview for you, put a fire emoji in the comment section or drop into my DMs. Tracy said, don't drop into my DMs. Please, Lord, don't drop into my DMs. Okay.
Can you say that one again?
Say again, Shantae.
Can you repeat what you last said?
No problem. No problem. I'm going to say it. So first thing is, if you want to put in an offer, if you see something you like, click this link. That's a calendar link, or it could go to your lender. Or if you don't see what you like and you want me to look at someplace else, put a fire emoji or a dollar emoji or a house emoji. I don't care. Whatever you want to do in the comment section or send me a DM. I got one last thing for everyone to do. Ronnie, I'll answer your question in a hot sec. Right, I got one last thing that I want you to do. I want you to acknowledge anyone that has done any interaction with you during the week. So by the end of the week, Tyler goes onto his Instagram or his Facebook or TikTok or something like that and is like, hey, it's Tyler Thomas. First of all, very cool name, TT. Let's go. That's like, J. Jonah Jameson or Peter Parker. Let's go. Right. Tyler comes on. Hey, it's Tyler Thomas, your local realtor, et cetera, et cetera. Hey, I want to just give a shout out to Kathy Carter and Tim Hollenden. Both of them have taken steps in the right direction to become homeowners this year, or both of them have taken the right step in the right direction to take advantage of me as their real estate agent this year, et cetera, et cetera. And I want to do that. You're going to create FOMO. People will make moves as a result. Does that make sense, Shantae? So by the end of the week, every week, no matter what happens, you're going to acknowledge anyone that has taken any kind of step, even if they just liked or did a fire emoji. It doesn't matter. You don't have to say what they did. You're just going to acknowledge them. Is that fair enough? I'm going to answer Ronnie's question, and I have one last piece. Go ahead, Ronnie.
Hi, good morning, everyone. This is
Good
actually
morning.
Stephanie
Oh.
Wiggins, Ronnie's
Ah,
wife slash
the slash, right? I get it. I know you, Steph. What's going on?
Yes, good morning, family and everyone. I just wanted to take in on a few things because I do do a lot of his assistance as far as research and everything for him.
Mhm.
I want to also give a shout out to Boss Moves Realtor. We love Tracy so much for the mentoring that you do. She teaches a lot. So she tell us here in Tennessee to make sure we reach out to all our resources because we do deal with a lot of homes here where people don't get approved for as much. So we try to take that and build that into something more. I just want to let everybody know that one strategy that we were discussing with her is that keep in mind this is tax season time. So as Ronnie's assistants, I went back to all the people that we had that stated that they did not have enough down payment money or they didn't have enough money for this or for that. We went back to our old list of people that we had that was being nourished at the time because Tracy tell us, hey, even though they're not able to get approved or meet the criteria at that time, nourish them up to the time frame period to complete what they said that they were missing. So a lot of people at that time couldn't get approved for down payment assistance and they needed down payment or they had certain debts that need to be taken care of. So we went back and 4 people that we had that did not have the funds during that time, we got a little nose and we were like, hey, you're gonna be filing taxes? What you looking like? You know, what the tax person saying? You know, oh, I'm gonna be good this year. I said, great, because when we was nourishing you, you didn't have enough money for X, Y, and Z. So let's get you back to that lender. And we got them back to that lender and we got 4 pre-approvals.
Let's go. Let's go.
Thank
Let's
you,
go.
Tracy. She be on us, man. Man, she be on us, but she make
Hey.
us go back to the basics. Like,
Hey,
where's
I'm
our
gonna give you a
at?
Tracy Wiggins quote. Everybody write this down. You ready? I got to get up in your business a little bit. I got to get up in your business a little bit. I got to get up in your business a little bit. Cindy, if somebody said that to you, you called them and you was looking for a house and somebody was like, okay, Cindy, well, we could find you something, but now I got to get up in your business a little bit. Would you tell me about your credit, et cetera, et cetera? Heck yes, you would. Perfect, Steph. Here is the key. Ready? All right. I'm going to shut up. I said I was going to try to shut up. Renee said fire, right? So watch this. Here's the key. Everything that you do, if you want to put together a deal a day, everything that you do, you have to be purposeful about it, right? And so, Shantae, if I can give you one bit of professional advice, is keep a journal. Keep a journal. So here is your deal a day journal. Ready? There's 4 questions that I ask myself in the middle of the day every single day. 4 questions I ask myself in the middle of the day every single day. What am I doing that's working? What's working? Question number 2, what needs work? What do I need work on? Right? So this is based on results, Jennifer. So what's working? What needs work? Then the third question, and this is key, right? And this is professional maturity. What should I be working on? Right? A lot of times we're working on stuff and it's just for our own ego, it's just for our own satisfaction, but it ain't really going to help our business. So what should I be working on? And then last question, and this is probably the most underrated thing, what's the plan for tomorrow? What's the plan for tomorrow? Not next week. It's discipline. That's right. Not next week, not next month. What's the plan for tomorrow? So wrapping this up so that you guys can ask questions, right? Ready? The beginning of my day, right? My mission becomes important. Watch this, Paul. Every single day, I ask myself in my business, who are the top 3 people I should be talking to today? Right? So out of all of the chaos that's going on in my life, out of the hundreds of people that I'm communicating with, who are the top 3 people I should be talking to today? So this is, I do my follow-up first. Listen to me carefully. Lead gen is for tomorrow's deal. Follow-up is today's closings. Does that make sense, y'all? So I do my follow-up first, Shantae. I know it sounds crazy, but who are the top 3 people that I have to talk to today? Who's the most motivated people that I should be working with? Second question, what are they looking for? Right? What are they looking for? If I can define the value of my product. So what are they looking for? Right? And then last but not least, Tyler, and I ask myself this question every single day, how do I help them win a contract today? Top 3 people, what are they looking for? How do I help them win a contract today? This puts me in a position every single day to ask somebody to write a contract with me. And if we have a few more minutes after your question, I will literally share how I ask for a contract every meeting I go to. So Jeff, go ahead. You want to get them asking some questions? Who's got questions?
No, for sure. Who's got some questions, guys? Just unmute yourself and throw it out there. So
Yeah,
much
rock
good
and roll.
stuff here. I got 2 pages of notes. So
I hope I did all right by you guys.
you did awesome, man. No, Josh,
Awesome. Go ahead, Josh.
unmute yourself, man. Go ahead. Josh Johnson. Can you unmute yourself?
I'm
There
sorry.
You go. You're
That's
good.
all right.
This is Cheryl Johnson. I'm sorry. I'm on my son's account.
Okay, Cheryl.
I got on late. I'm sorry I can't get on video. Long story. So what source do you use to get your numbers? Do you use Kohl's? You use Mojo? What do you use?
I'm glad you asked. Yes, I'm a Mojo fanatic. Everything that I do through Mojo, and not because they're the best, they're the easiest. Right? Kohl gives me the best data, but they are the most difficult for me to interact with. So Mojo gives me data, easy to interact with, and easy to follow up with. Mojo every day. All 3 lines. I only let it ring three times, and then I move on to the next one. Pre-recorded pre-recorded hang up message, pre-recorded voice message. Yes, Mojo.
So Mojo's a dialer?
Mojo's a dialer and a data compiler, right? So you have a neighborhood store, so you could draw a circle around a property and call all the neighbors in that circle. You could call all the expireds in whatever areas your MLS has, and you could call all the for sale by owners. You can even call all the rentals if you're in a high rental area. I'm in a high rental area, so I can call all the rentals as well. It's also a little mini CRM too. Mojosells.com.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Cool. Who else has a question? Anybody?
The only way you're going to get more than 30 contacts a morning by call is by using a dialer, a multi-line dialer. And there's several. Mojo is just the easiest. For me, in my opinion. Go ahead.
You're amazing as always. You know, I love you, my brother. But I think it's important to also point out for those that are considering Mojo, especially a new agent, you have to have your verbiage, your scripts, you have to have that in your bosom. Like, I tried the Mojo, and even as an experienced agent, the dialer moves kind of fast. So I just want y'all to make sure that you really know that, because I jumped out as a new agent when I heard someone talking about Mojo and put my money out there, and I could not handle it because I hadn't gone through the Sekouism of what to say and how to say it really quickly. And guys, I'm just saying, as a new agent, be careful with choosing a dialer at this stage in your career, because it can be very fast. It can be, honestly, for me, it was discouraging because I didn't know what to say to some of them, and they ran through me. So what is your take on that as a new agent if you don't have scripts and rebuttals and things like that?
I could tell you what Tracy just said. I could tell you a different thing. It gets expensive. Right? So having a dialer, having all of these tools. So from your coach at the highest level possible, I'm going to tell you, I think you should reach the point where you cannot physically do any more contacts without then leveraging a dialer, right? So Paul, if you are not somebody that's making at least 30 contacts an hour, I don't think you're at the space where you need to expand to 90 contacts an hour. You understand what I'm saying? So start incrementally, get to the point where you need to grow and then grow. As my mentor used to say, have them force you into growth. I think that's an awesome point.
It's good.
Who's
What's,
next?
what's the advantage, Sekou, of doing an open house say on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday versus the traditional Saturday, Sunday?
So traditional Saturday and Sunday, three things happen. People are used to seeing it.
Yeah.
It becomes just noise, right? They see open house signs all the time. It just becomes noise in the community. 9 out of 10 times, if I have a day off, I'm not going to go and do that on my day off, right? The second thing is that the people that are seeing it on a Tuesday or Thursday don't normally get reached, right? They're normally doing something else, and so they will look at it as something unique, and they don't normally get reached. And then the third thing, and this is the key, you have less competition.
Yeah.
There's just less people doing it.
That makes sense.
Wednesday,
I think
Chick-fil-A and Chardonnay.
a great way to make yourself stand out a little bit, you know, in terms of, again, show what you mentioned, like knocking on the neighbor's door, showing them that I'm going to the extra mile to get this home sold for my clients.
That's
And that
correct.
makes you stand out. I know one of the things Aaron Kin did a training for us one time. He talked about how he has a sign out front of his listings that just says open house every day. You know, and people then and his number's on there, and then of course they have to call and just set an appointment. And of course, the house is open every day. So we have an open house. You know what I mean? But it's just the wording on it, and it makes the phone ring. You know?
I tell you what, I used to have an open house, and I would find two other properties that were similar, one that was larger and one that was smaller. And I would put that on the sign out front, and I would stand outside my open house and have another agent inside. The other agent could have all the people that came in. I would take all the people that needed. So like, let's say it was a 2-bedroom. I'm in a condo community, right? So I don't have a lot of large houses, right? So in the condo community, a lot of times they'll see an open house and be like, how big is it? Or what is it? And they'll be like, oh, this is a 1-bedroom. What are you looking for? They'll be like, oh, I need a 3. I'm like, oh, there's a 3-bedroom down the street. I could set up an appointment for you to see that. When are you available? And I'd find myself doing 10, 15, 20 times as amount of deals because I made the other properties available. Good point.
Definitely. Who else has a question, guys, before we wrap it up? We're running a little bit over, but that's fine. You know, want to make sure there's just so much good stuff here. You guys get some good value today? Yeah? Good stuff. Shante, go ahead.
Yeah. So, would you recommend having an open house for like the realtors or as well as for the community and having on separate days, or how would you go about it?
If you're the listing agent, it is a crime not to have a broker open house. I will tell you, in this new day and age, all of my broker open houses would be digital.
Okay.
Right.
And
wait, there's one more point to that. So let's say I have a broker open and Jeff comes to my broker open. I would acknowledge Jeff and tag him in the video so that all of his friends could see it as well.
Gotcha.
All right.
Something-
Go ahead and keep
something that
going
I
with that question, Shante. I'm sorry, Jeff.
Okay, and then the other thing, because I haven't represented anyone yet on the seller side, so I know you said that it would be good to ask somebody if I can do the open house for them. So if I do that, what would I need to do exactly?
I promise you this. I will give you a detailed breakdown, but it goes like this. Hey, what market are you in, Shante?
I'm in South Carolina.
You're in South Carolina. Anybody else in here from South Carolina? Anybody? Okay, there's a woman named Ashley. Oh, what's Ashley's last name, Tracy? I can't think of her last name.
Ashley Harris.
Ashley Harris, who's in South Carolina.
Mhm.
If you're with EXP, you should just be able to go to the workplace and find her and just ask her if she has a property that she wouldn't mind you holding open on a Wednesday. She'll say yes.
Okay. Thank you.
My pleasure. Jeff, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, not at all. You didn't interrupt. I mean, and most agents would say yes, Shante.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't
just-
know. You know, we had a house last weekend that we put on, and we let one of our newer agents here at EXP do the open house. You know, we'll do it every weekend for people. So, anyway,
I just wanted to
Paul, go ahead.
Yeah, just with respect to what you asked me earlier about experience, I got over that hurdle real easily, and I was trained very well for it. It's basically, if you're brand spanking new and they say, well, you know, how long you been selling it? The answer is collectively, our team has over 75 years of experience selling these homes. I work with these people directly. They guide me.
There you go.
It's good.
Hey, Paul, I did say that I was a bit of a jerk, right?
No.
Nah, I'm a bit of a jerk. So listen, if somebody asks me how long have I been selling homes, I'll be like, shit, it seems like forever.
Yeah. One day can feel like forever.
That's it, baby. That's it. Excuse my language, but that's how I interact with that.
That's a good idea. Okay.
Right? The first property I sold was a vacant lot. Somebody said, what have you sold? I said, a lot.
Yeah. You know,
I
one
ain't
of
lying.
the things I want to just point out, Sekou, you mentioned this, you know, you talked about, you know, if you chase money, you never catch any.
Yes.
You know, I wrote that down. And I think in this market, especially with newer agents, or all of us are down from last year, so many agents are down from like you want to, it's easy to start getting in that mode where we're chasing the deal, chasing. And it's like, I think it's so important. I mean, when I had my team going, you know, for 14 years back in the day, you know, I preached to them constantly, like, you know, the goal is not to get to closing to get the check. The goal is to get to closing to get the referrals. If we do such a great job from beginning to end, number one, you know, they're going to give us a great review on Google. We can do that, whatever. We're going to get that. We're going to get pictures with them. We're going to do we're going to do a housewarming party for them 2 months from now after they're settled in. We're going to do all kinds of stuff. And we're going to pick up so much more business from that one deal, you know, because we did such a great job. The goal is not to get to closing to get the check. The goal is to get to closing to get as many referrals as we possibly can. You know, you have become their realtor and they're telling everybody about it for the next 2 or 3 years. You know, any of their friends that need a home to sell, they're calling you.
What do we call it? Yards after contact, baby.
Yeah.
Yards after it's football. It's still football season for me. Yards after contact.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. So
I'm going to give you. I'm going to give you a digital, a digital tip, right? On your personal Facebook page. Remember, I said your brand is a name that reminds them of a story that they want to be a part of, right? On your personal Facebook page, your personal brand, what I'd like you to put is, I just found out the average renter is more qualified than the average investor. I just found out that the average renter is more qualified for a loan. Sorry, Beth, I make mistakes, right? Judge somebody else. No, I'm just playing. Right. So I just found out that the average renter is more qualified for a loan than the average investor. I just found out that the average renter is more qualified for a loan than the average investor. Text me or DM me your rent amount, and I'll find 3 properties where you could pay the same or less in mortgage. So DM me your rent or text me your rent, and I will find 3 properties where you could pay the same or less in mortgage. Do not make it local. Do not put any other steps on it. DM me your rent and such. Now, Shantae, this is a great way to acknowledge such and such for taking one step in the direction of your business. So you put this out anywhere, even if somebody says something negative on your post. Listen to me carefully. The negative comments push the algorithm further. All right. So even if they say something negative, like there's no way you could find it, you know, such and such, blah, 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 blah. That's a challenge. Even if you lose, ready? I said that you should journal. Even if you lose, let them know. Kim put a number up. I could not find anything lower than that. She beat me. I owe her a coffee or something like that. Your integrity will grow. I love this. I could do this every Tuesday. Oh, I'm sorry. You guys.
Well, guys, any other questions for Sekou? We'll all get on here with our day. Anything else while we're here? Good stuff. Sekou, thank you so much.
Jeff,
Seriously,
man, thank you for having me.
Solid
Captain.
gold here, guys. I'm telling you, if you implement this stuff, again, talk to people. I love the fact, you do it from 8 to 11 in the morning. Just get up first thing in the morning.
Every day.
Brian Tracy's book, Eat That Frog. Sometimes the hardest thing to do is make the calls. Just get them done and they're done.
Hey,
you set your 2 or 3 appointments a day and you're just done. And if you do 3 a day, 15 a week, like there's no way your business, there's no way you don't have the best year you've ever had in this business.
You guys are in PT or in Central? Like most of you are in Central. Well, they're
all over the place. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
let me say this, Jeff. This is my offer. I promised I would show you guys that I would make an offer. You're all welcome to get on that call every day for free. So we go from 8 to 11, and whatever time you decide to get on, whatever time your 8 a.m. is, you're welcome to get on that call. And if you are on the Pacific side and you need to have a call me up. I put my number in the chat there. We can work something out. It's free. It's for agents to develop. I believe we learn more together.
It's awesome. Very cool.
Rock and roll.
Well, great stuff, guys. Go implement it. Put it into action. Put that
Action
post on
ordered, adjust,
Facebook.
baby.
I wrote it down. You're going to see it on my Facebook page in the next half hour here. I just found the rent thing. So, Josh, you have another question before we wrap it up? Josh?
Yeah, Cheryl.
Cheryl, I'm
so
sorry.
the call is the call the number that you have in the chat? Is that the number we call?
No, just send me a text message. I will send you a link to the call. The call is a Zoom call.
Okay.
There
Thank
you
you.
go. That's awesome.
Bye.
Guys, take advantage of this stuff. Okay. Great stuff. Guys, thank you very much. Kathy, anything before we wrap it up?
Nope, good stuff, Sekou. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank
All
you.
for you.
See,
I see you all.
Can you
Cool.
can you give me your phone number again?
Okay, ready?
Yep.
646-285-7388.
Thank you, sir.
My
There you
pleasure.
go. Guys, have a great day. This recording will be up in the workplace group and on the Freedom Team YouTube channel. You can go there, subscribe to that channel if you haven't yet. We're putting stuff on there weekly, but you'll find this up there in the next few hours. It'll be uploaded. So, and we'll be back next Tuesday, same time, same Zoom link, everything. Sekou,
Man, thank you
bravo,
for
man.
having me, guys.
Appreciate it so much, man. Have
Later.
a great rest of your week.
Thanks,
Thanks, guys.
Sekou. Thank you for
Thank you,
your team.
everybody.
Thank
Thanks
you.
so